Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Colonel Brian S. Burlingame, Commander, United States Army West Point Health Service Area, and Command Sergeant Major Kyle S. Burnell, Command Sergeant Major, United States Army West Point Health Service Area, welcome to our change of command. This morning, Colonel Brian S. Burlingame relinquishes command of the United States Army West Point Health Service Area to Colonel Eric B. Soanes. The change of command is a simple, traditional event that is rich with symbolism and heritage. At this time, we would like to extend a sincere welcome to our distinguished guest. Lieutenant General Robert L. Caslin, Jr., Superintendent, United States Military Academy. Command Sergeant Major Matthew Brady, Regional Health Command Atlantic Provisional. Brigadier General Diana M. Holland, Commandant of Cadets, United States Military Academy. Command Sergeant Major Don Ripplemeyer, United States Corps of Cadets, Command Sergeant Major. On behalf of Brigadier General Cindy R. Jebb, Dr. Frederick Pugh from the United States Military Academy Dean's Office, Colonel Andrew S. Hansen, West Point Garrison Commander, Mr. Thomas Cohen, West Point Garrison Deputy Commander, and on behalf of Colonel Howard Wagner, Commander, 105th Airlift Wing, Newburgh, New York, Colonel Bruce Theriot. At this time, Sergeant Timothy Thompson, the United States Army Medical Activity West Point Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year, is presenting Miss Allison Burlingame with a bouquet of red roses for her devotion, dedication, and tireless efforts to the soldiers, civilians, and families of the health service area. Sergeant Thompson will now present Bryn and Bentley Burlingame with a small token of appreciation for their enduring love and support, and symbolize his gratitude and affection for the many sacrifices they have made during the last 2 years. Sergeant Ariel Luis Lorente, the United States Army Medical Activity West Point Soldier of the Year, will now present Miss Jennifer Soanes with a bouquet of yellow roses, welcoming her to the Keller family. Amongst us today, we also have Colonel and Miss Soanes' children, Christian, Hannah, Gabriel, and Jacob. The official party, consisting of the reviewing officer, Brigadier General Eric H. Toring, Deputy Commanding General, Regional Health Command Atlantic Provisional, Colonel Brian S. Burlingame, Commander, United States Army West Point Health Service Area, and the incoming Commander, Colonel Eric B. Soanes. The Commander of Troops for today's change of command ceremony is Lieutenant Colonel Scott R. Gregg, Deputy Commander for Administration, Keller Army Community Hospital. On the field before you this morning are the medical company soldiers of Keller Army Community Hospital, West Point, New York. The colors are presented by the Keller Army Community Hospital Color Guard, led by the Color Sergeant, Staff Sergeant Nicholas Powell. Providing the musical support for today's ceremony is the West Point Band Brass Quintet, under the direction of Sergeant First Class Nick Calori. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the rendering of honors.
can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The key to the change of command is the passing of the unit's colors. These colors represent not only the heritage and history of the unit, but also the unity and loyalty of its soldiers. The colors are the commander's symbol of authority, representing his responsibilities to the organization. Wherever the commander is, there also are the colors. The custodian of the colors is the command sergeant major, as the senior enlisted soldier in the unit and principal advisor to the commander. The ceremonial passing of the colors signifies the transferring of authority from one commander to another. The ceremony begins as Command Sergeant Major Brunel passes the colors to the outgoing commander, Colonel Burlingame, for the last time. Colonel Burlingame will then pass the colors to Brigadier General Toring, thereby relinquishing his responsibilities and authority. Brigadier General Toring passes the colors to Colonel Sones, charging the new commander with the same responsibility and authority. Colonel Sones then passes the colors to Command Sergeant Major Brunel, who ensures their protection. By authority of paragraph 2-5 Alpha, Army Regulation 600-20, the undersigned assumes command of the United States Army, West Point Health Service Area, effective 14 July 2016. Signed, Eric B. Sones, Colonel, Medical Service Corps, Commanding. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Eric H. Toring, Deputy Commanding General, Regional Health Command Atlantic Provisional.
Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you to this beautiful, albeit a little bit cloudy and misty New York morning. Forecast does say we're going to have some thunderstorms this afternoon, but I don't think that's going to dampen our spirits on this great day. Lieutenant General Caslin, Brigadier General Holland, Dr. Pugh, Colonel Hanson, distinguished guests, commanders, colonels, sergeants major, friends and family of Colonels Burlingame and Sones, soldiers, non-commissioned officers, civilians, and supporters of Keller Army Community Hospital in the West Point Health Service area. I thank you all for attending, for taking time out of your busy schedule as we celebrate the changing of command between these two extremely talented Army Medical Department officers. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today, and your presence is a testament to your support of Army medicine. It's truly an honor to be here at this historic Army post on the Hudson to officiate today's ceremony, and I want to keep my comments brief because I know you all want to hear from Colonel Burlingame and Colonel Sones. But before I start my comments, I want to have you join me in thanking the soldiers in formation that represent this health service support area the team at Keller Army Community Hospital. They look fantastic and appreciate their presence here today. Thank you, Chaplain Vendress, for your thoughtful invocation. The Keller Army Community Hospital Color Guard, your military bearing, is a credit to Keller, the entire health service area. U.S. Military Academy Band, your presence brings such grandeur to events such as this. And finally, Sergeant First Class Van Song, or Lon Song, I appreciate your rendition of the national anthem. If that didn't do something in here, we've got a couple medics that can come and help you out because it definitely touched me. Finally, thank you to the protocol and administrative support team who planned, organized, and executed this change of command ceremony. Please join me in a round of applause for all. As many of you know, Army Medicine is undergoing a significant reorganization. For Regional Health Command Atlantic, this means a more robust relationship with major commands and installations geographically located within our footprint. As a healthcare region, our organization has grown to an area of operations that spans from the entire East Coast to the Mississippi River. We have all Army Medicine within that footprint. One thing that has remained consistent throughout the years is our relationship with West Point and the U.S. Military Academy. We within Army Medicine are honored to serve as the health guardians of this historic institution and the wonderful soldiers and civilians who make it so special. We serve not only the cadets, but those responsible for training and educating the future leaders of our Army. This is an interesting and elite population deserving nothing less than elite health care. This is exactly what you get from Regional Health Command Atlantic and the West Point Health Support Area. The commonality between Army Medicine and the U.S. Military Academy starts with our mission. Both organizations exist in direct support of readiness. West Point provides the Army with a consistent supply of talented, agile, and capable leaders who ensure the Army's future readiness to fight and win in a complex world. Army Medicine, on the other hand, exists to ensure those leaders, their families, and all entrusted to our care are healthy, medically ready, and fit to fight in our nation's wars. Your health readiness is our top priority. Now, the last 2 years, Colonel Brian Burlingame has served this community remarkably well while in command. His task of running a health service area was complex, but he was always up to the task. Through reception days, annual graduations, cadet summer training, and pretty much every day in between, Colonel Burlingame and his team have been a readiness force multiplier and have expertly synchronized health service for Keller, the U.S. Military Academy, and the outlying clinics. His leadership and oversight of Walson Medical Support Element at Fort Dix ensured proper medical screening and health support for more than 15,000 mobilizing and demobilizing soldiers. When Walson and Ainsworth Health Clinic at Fort Hamilton were selected for closure, Colonel Burlingame ensured the successful transition of beneficiaries to local health resources, ensuring continuity of quality medical care. Colonel Burlingame demonstrated his dedication to continual improvement through oversight of a $40 million renewal project to modernize Keller. The jewel of this crown up on the hill is the Brian Allgood Ambulatory Clinic. The project was stalled when Brian got here 2 years ago, but through his diligence, his resolve, he and his team managed to push it through to completion. The operation is still going on, so Colonel Soanes, you will carry that torch on as we continue to improve Keller. Now, when I got here, I never knew the support that the Keller community provided to the U.S. Military Academy 28 NCAA athletic teams. Colonel Burlingame's command not only supports them from a medical standpoint, the medical staff are critical to the success of the DoD and NCAA Grand Alliance Concussion Study, the John A. Fagan Orthopedic Sports Medicine Fellowship, the U.S. Army Baylor Physical Therapy Fellowship, and 4 Phase 2 training programs. This work not only goes to improve the medical care of our student athletes, much of the research conducted carries over to care for the warfighter, helping prevent injuries and accelerate healing, and once again, it's all about readiness of our soldiers. A significant accomplishment achieved over the course of Colonel Burlingame's command includes inculcating a culture of patient safety across the health system. His Safety Tiger team he spearheaded spans the organization, aggressively resolving safety concerns and encouraging the reporting of issues that could affect patient safety. Brian championed Lean Six Sigma, which resulted in 25 staff members graduating with green or black belts. Subsequently, every one of these graduates initiated a project focused on improving safety, quality of care, access to care, beneficiary enrollment, cost-saving methodology, and patient satisfaction. Now, I can't let this one go. Patient satisfaction is a key factor within the Army Medical Department. Under Brian Burlingame's command, his health service area has consistently achieved some of the highest patient satisfaction scores within the entire MedCom. While Colonel Burlingame is a competent leader who inspires, make no mistake, healthcare is a team sport. No one could have such a positive effect without buy-in from the entire team. Generally, people think of leadership hierarchies with the leader at the top. In my view, the typical pyramid of leadership should be flipped with the base at the top. The leaders work for and support the staff while they do the heavy lifting. They are the ones in the exam rooms, the pharmacy, at the front desk, in the therapy gyms, performing housekeeping, or in the back office supporting healthcare. We accomplish nothing without our people. So I thank the West Point Health Service Area team for your contributions to this community and to our Army. I value each of you for your professionalism and your heart. Your ability to engage with patients who may be going through some extremely tough times and personal health care challenges is unmatched. Our beneficiaries trust you with their lives, and I trust you with the health of our Army. I know that this team will continue to provide outstanding care in the future under Colonel Soanes. Now, Colonel Burlingame has not been alone in all of this. I know that everything he has accomplished here has been with the support of your loving family. So I'd like to acknowledge Mrs. Burlingame, Allison, their daughters Bryn and Bentley. I cannot thank you enough for supporting Brian throughout the years and during this assignment. You've been a big part of his success here and throughout his military career. Brian, we wish you all the best as you commence on a well-deserved retirement in the Fort Bragg area. Whether you decide to devote all your time to personal ventures, spending time with your family, or seek opportunities in the working world, I hope you'll remember this command and the people who embody it fondly. Remember that you made a positive difference in their lives and the lives of the beneficiaries that we care for. So let's now look to the future as we welcome to the Regional Health Command Atlantic family, Colonel Eric Soanes, his wife Jennifer, and their 4 children, Christian, Hannah, Gabriel, and Jacob. Colonel Soanes joins us after a Senior Service College fellowship at the Department of Veterans Affairs, and I am confident that he is the right leader for this community at this time. I look to this wonderful staff and Colonel Soanes to build on the current success while thoughtfully using the talents they have to bring positive innovations into fruition. Eric, it's great to have you on the team and your family here with you. I look forward to working with you. I encourage you to integrate yourself into this community, fostering positive relationship with military and civilian leaders to ensure that you and your organization continue to lead the MedCom on your journey towards optimal readiness. So once again, I thank you all for joining us here today. May God bless the staff and patients of Keller Army Community Hospital and this entire medical activity. May God bless our soldiers deployed in harm's way, and may God bless America. One team, one purpose, conserving the fighting strength.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing commander, Colonel Brian S. Burlingame.
Good morning, Lieutenant General Caslin, Brigadier General Toring, Brigadier General Holland, Dr. Pugh, Colonel Hanson, Colonel Thoreau, Lieutenant Colonel Methvin, Command Sergeant Major Brady, Command Sergeant Major Ruppelmeyer, distinguished guests, Keller staff, family, and friends. While the morning has been touched by some rain and some overcast skies, it will not dampen the excitement and promise of today's ceremony. The promise of a new command team heralding the improvements and accomplishments the Keller team will realize under Eric's leadership. The promise of reconnecting with my family and strengthening relationships through shared time, journeying down a new path. Chaplain Van Dress, thank you for a wonderful prayer that uplifts us and our families, and thank you for the personal touch you have provided to the Keller staff and our patients attending to our pastoral needs. It is truly appreciated. Song First Class Kalori, Sir First Class Loy Song, thank you for such a wonderful and inspiring overture to today's ceremony. I'd like to give you a round of applause. Soldiers, you look superb. You represent the 607 civilian and military staff of the West Point Health Service area and their combined accomplishments. You have acquitted yourselves well and with pride. Thank you for what each of you has done in taking care of our patients and each other. I offer you a round of applause. It has been my honor to have served as your commander. Lieutenant Colonel Gregg, outstanding job leading the team. Sergeant First Class Stanley, so often you have lent your voice to provide a gravitas to Keller ceremonies. I want to publicly thank you and the other soldiers that have served as the voice of Keller. You have never failed to be steady and strong at the podium. General Toring, thank you for those very kind remarks. And under the leadership of the Regional Health Command with you in Brigadier General Place, I know that Eric has top cover to do great things. 30 summers ago, Brigadier General Holland and I were marching around Central area during our first detail of Beast Barracks, reciting knowledge from bugle notes with our eyes forward and our necks back. I still don't know what that means. Time has simply flown by, as it does in all our lives. Today, I conclude my tenure as the West Point Health Service Area Commander and the USMA surgeon, and have handed these solemn responsibilities to the sure hands of Colonel Eric Sones. Colonel Sones, I welcome you, Jen, Christian, Hannah, Gabriel, and Jacob to West Point and to Keller. I have full confidence that the soldiers and civilians in the command are in able hands. You bring a fresh perspective and a proven record of leadership. Congratulations on your selection as the commander of West Point Health Service Area. You will find this a challenging and rewarding assignment and a great place for your family to grow and develop new friends. The opportunity to serve this command and this community has been incredibly rewarding and meaningful. I am deeply grateful for the confidence and autonomy bestowed by my senior mission commander and Regional Health Command team. I cannot imagine a more supportive environment in which to command. Lieutenant General Caslin, I thank you and Shelley for your inspiration, leadership, and support. It has been my honor to serve USMA and the West Point community. I wish I could be a cadet today, not because it would make me 21, because it would make you my soup, and I could experience the incredible academic and leader development program you have developed. I am honored to have served under your command. Brigadier General Toring, the support of the Regional Health Command Atlantic has consistently underwritten my decisions, allowing me to take prudent risk in order to better serve this community. 2 years ago, on the very steps that we just walked down, it was whispered in my ear that Keller was postured to decrement services, and it was my job to shepherd these changes. The support of Lieutenant General Caslin and the region, along with the dedicated efforts of the Keller staff, allowed us to avert these changes and frankly grow our services and become a stronger, more reliable partner with the West Point community. Of all the accomplishments we have achieved as a team, most of which have incrementally pulled us ever so slightly out of the spiral of doing less, the strengthening of our ability to safely take care of our community's needs has made Vince Bond and I the most proud. The clarity of purpose, the resolve, the relentless professionalism to pull pitch and move Keller from the edge of the precipice has been amazing to watch. Let me be clear that the risk was not wholly external. Within the organization, we need to better understand our inherent capabilities and provide mutual support to perform at the top of our scope and to do so safely. Simply, in some corners, we just needed to believe in ourselves a little more. And in others, we had to better trust our teammates. Team, today I will not whisper on the steps, but loudly proclaim in front of you all that you are well postured to continue to deliver outstanding, full-spectrum care to serve exactly what our community needs, expects, and deserves, and in a manner which consistently meets their expectations and surpasses any of the measures of quality and safety. Eric, the idol is off, and the team is ready to drive the course that you lay out. My favorite spot on West Point is a bench just behind us at the top of the hill, overlooking the majestic view of the Hudson. I sat there last night with my daughter Bentley, and we took in the view one more time sitting on that bench. You see, the view is spectacular, but the bench is what makes it my favorite place. Etched in the side is the attribute perseverance. Talent and skill are important to achieving great results, but perseverance is necessary. Very little that we do in the military and in healthcare is easy or without grave consequence. We live in a dynamic time, and the ability to adapt, overcome, display grit, achieve, and win is critical. Perseverance, putting your head down, never saying I quit, overcoming your circumstances is the difference between good care and great care. Asking the question that unlocks the diagnosis or closing the door. Throwing the painfully difficult stitch that quells the bleeding or watching someone die. Doing all the little things that keep the doors open or seeing them close. Team, I look at you and I see a unit that has perseverance in its DNA. When the patients stack up, the inbox gets full, the demand from the command team, me, seem too burdensome, or the family's in crisis, you persevere. You have the talent, you have the skill, you have the ability. Trust yourselves. Trust your teammates. Trust your leadership. You will get to the top of the hill, even if it's stony lonesome, on a hot and humid August day. It's often the custom to leave your spouse for the final tribute of gratitude. Mainly, I think it's often left there because it's the hardest and most difficult to address with composure, to overcome the lump in the back of your throat while choking back tears. Tears of gratitude, tears of love, respect, awe, regret for all the missed opportunities, and maybe more than a little guilt that you know that you didn't take care of your spouse and her spouse's needs the way you're supposed to take care of yours while still doing their job. So Allison, today I'm going to put you first. Thank you for taking care of the home, our children. Thank you for spending most of the last 2 years alone with minimal support, dealing with 2 teenage girls, 3 horses, 14 chickens, a dog, and a peacock. No, I'm not referring to me. And even from afar, you have kept me straight. You have walked the tightrope without a net, and never did you falter or fail. You have great strength. I am grateful for all that you do for me and for our family. I love you, and I'm so lucky to have chosen wisely. Bryn, you should be proud of your contributions as a volunteer at Keller. You provided a brightness wherever you went, and I treasure the time with you this past year. Bentley, you have been amazing, and I appreciate the sacrifices that you have made. I am so proud of you and can't wait to usurp all of your time as a senior. I will be that dad. You both remain my angel and my sunshine. Ted, thank you for the consistent support of our family. Josh, I am so glad that you and the family made it here all the way from Massachusetts. It seems like yesterday that you were a little younger than Nathaniel, retrieving my hat during graduation ceremony at Mikey. Gail, I am grateful for your support to me as my executive assistant. Your efficiency and cheerful nature have evened me out and even the rough edges. However, what sets you apart is the unseen devotion you have for the organization and all the things you do for the command without any sense of ego or desire for recognition. I know Colonel Soanes will have an easy transition because you are there to provide the glue. I have been blessed to have some great friends travel to celebrate today with Allison and me. Each of you is so very special to us in unique and significant ways. Chris Adler and Ton Sansusi, your friendship is treasured and has sustained me for decades. Danny and Leslie, Your generosity, heart, and friendship are unmatched. George and Lisa Sterling, you have been wonderful neighbors, great friends, and a proud military family, even though your son is at Navy. Thank you. Rich and Christy Ellison, your dedication to serving soldiers, active and retired, as well as their family, is amazing, and thank you for your friendship and your service. Sergeant Major Bond, thank you for being my great teammate. Appreciate it. To the family and friends that could not be here, you are in our hearts. Keller teammates, thank you for support and service you provided to our patients and to each other. It is your efforts, your teamwork, your willingness to show up day in and day out and subjugate your needs for those of others, your professionalism, technical skill, and ability to communicate effectively that determines how successful we are. Over the last 2 years, you have consistently exceeded my expectations. I cannot list all of your accomplishments, nor the accolades you have won. You are at the top of the class, and you continue to excel in all areas of our healthcare operations. I do want to highlight the reaccreditation by the Joint Commission. Not merely the week of the survey or the accreditation itself, because that, while noteworthy, was not what was impressive. It was the 2 years of internalizing the standards and responding to areas of improvement both before and after the survey that made the reaccreditation a done deal. That level of attention to detail, advocacy, and professionalism is what impressed me. That is a testament to what you are about. You have earned the faith of the community. Thank you for responding to the command team's challenges and for providing earnest and candid feedback when we were off track. Each and every day, all of you came to work expecting to contribute and to do a great job. It has been my pleasure to serve as your commander. Keller will persevere because its core staff will adapt and respond to challenges we have yet to even consider. Best wishes to each of you and your families. Dignity and respect, one team. I applaud you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander, United States Army, West Point Health Service Area, Colonel Eric B. Sones.
All right, I know the one question the soldiers are having is how long. So 1 minute and 27 seconds is what it is. And Jen told me to stick to the script to make that, so good wisdom. All right, distinguished guests, friends, and West Point families, thank you for joining us this morning. I am deeply honored and very humbled to be given this opportunity to lead and serve the Keller and West Point community. You know, it's interesting, life has come full circle for me, it seems, as I was born at West Point in 1967 when my father served on the faculty. Although I was too young to remember, my parents have some of their best memories of the Army life for their tour here at West Point. And it's neat to have my dad, who's a Vietnam vet, but also one of my brothers here to actually be here on this day. So I appreciate for you guys coming up. Thank you. Already, my family and I can see the closeness of the tight community. Our neighbors have already posted and given us welcome with meals. My 12-year-old son, Gabriel, said yesterday, "Hey, Dad, the people are really nice here." Now, remember, we came from D.C. This is what Mayberry may have been like, and you're right. Colonel Burlingame, thank you very much for your hospitality this week at Keller. You have a really great team, and I look forward to learning more from all the professionals at Keller and also all the professionals here at West Point. I have a lot of learning to do, but I'm definitely willing to listen. And I'm going to pledge 100% of my support to each of you as we continue to support the cadets, cadre, and families with the high-quality, patient-centered care. All rules, regulations, and standard operating procedures remain in effect. Hooah.
Hospital. Attention!
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing and singing of the Army song and the retiring of the colors.
March along, sing our song. We're the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's hi, hi, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence loud and strong, for wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Attention! Move! March! Permission to retire the colors. Retire the colors. Go, Sergeant. Move. Retire the colors. Sir, this concludes today's ceremony. Take charge of the unit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for attending. Colonel Burlingame will remain in the area to greet well-wishers. Colonel Sones cordially invites you to join him at the Brian D. Allgood Clinical Entrance located at Keller Army Community Hospital for the signing of the Healthcare Covenant and refreshments.